So, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So, today, I will be leading for the session. And unfortunately, due to his busy schedule, he's traveling to another state. So as a result, he sent me a recorded one. So after we listen that and practice with his a talk and a guided meditation, if there are any question or anything you want to share, you're most welcome. Okay. So let me share his talk. And we'll practice along with his talk. Okay.
โยโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธสวากขาโตเยนะภะคะวะตาธัมโมสุปฏิปันโนยัสสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆธัมมายังภะคะวันตังสะธัมมังสะสังฆังเอเมหิสกการะยะทารังอารุปิเตยะปิปุจยามะสาธุโนพันเตภะคะวะสุจิราปรินิพพุโตปิปัจฉิมาจนะตานุกัมปมานะสาอิเมสการะทุกตาปนาการะภูเตปฏิกันหาตุอัมหากังทิคารตังหิตายาสุขายาอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิอันธรรมยังพุทธัสสะภะคะวะโตปุปภาคะนะมะการังกะโรมาเสนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ Good afternoon, my friend in Dhamma, and everyone who joined this meditation session on Zoom. Today, I would like to share with you about the program Mental Detoxification and Relaxation. It's continue from the last week that I just talking about the how to sit, how to relax, and how to release. That we use the word uh, release, relax, and recite. So you know already the sitting position that I mentioned last time, how to sit, relax your body, relax your mind, because this the program 7 weeks about the stress reduction and relaxation. So that the main thing that how to make your body and your mind comfortable while you're sitting or even you're standing or walking meditation. So make yourselves comfortable in any position you like. You may sit on the cushion, you may sit on the chair or sofa or in any place, but required to sit upright, sit straight back, and make sure that you can sit for a long period of time, that we will sitting together around 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So the position that you might sit, cross your legs, and put your hands on your lap, or put your hands on your knee, or hold your knees, whichever is more comfortable. Relax your entire body, just keeping the spine straight, and check your sitting position to make sure that it's most comfortable. This is the all body from the top of your head down to your feet should be relaxed. Don't be stiff. Relax and sit upright. Keep your back straight. Hold your head up with the chin parallel to the floor, with your eyesight parallel to the floor, and close your eyes softly, gently, but don't press your eyelid, and also close your mouth softly. Check again that you are comfortable and can sit in this position for a long time. It is the sitting position that we have to adjust and have to do with the body every time, every session of the meditation. So when you're sitting, and then you have to check every part of your body, the upper part that I mentioned, from the top of your head down to your neck, your forehead, your cheek, your eyelids, your eyebrows, uh, back, your back of your neck, or your in front. Now check the lower part from your neck down to your navel. Check your shoulder, your central part of your body, and then check your abdomen, your chest. When you're breathing in, your abdomen rising, observe that. And then when you're breathing out, your abdomen falling down, that one also check it. And check all the body down from the navel to the lower parts, from your knees, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your fingers, fingertips. Yeah. So check up and down, back and forth from your foot to head a couple of times. And visualize checking the relaxations of your muscles. This is the key. Let your mind work for you. You are what you think you are. And think big, think relaxing. And the mental detoxification, as I mentioned last time, because of we contact with the outside world through your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, and your skin and the mind itself. You must get rid of those toxins every day because the purity, your mental and physical facility, and keep them functions well. But when we contact with some people or some situation that make your mind polluted with greed, hatred, and delusion, and you don't know how to release it. This is the mood. I can say that the mood that enter into toxins are cause of stress, the cause of sickness, the cause of laziness. So when you eliminate all toxins, you will feel fresh and enthusiastic, ready for action, ready for work in any situation. You will be alert and your mind and your body will be very fresh. So when we detox, we get rid of the toxin through the mental detoxification. You take a deep breath, visualize that you get the good oxygen come inside. It is the chemical that cleansing your mind and your body. Inhales and hold your breath briefly to let the oxygen spread throughout every cells in all parts of your body. And then exhales while silently recite to yourselves, release. Visualize that the oxygen cleans up all of the toxin that contaminate your body and your mind. It clouded in your mind. So by this way, you can feel that very clean and feel good when you take a deep breath and release it with the sense of elimination. When your mind becomes blurred, it is because of unwholesome thought. The thoughts concerned with the greedy mind, angry mind, and deluded mind. So this is the cause of suffering in Buddhism. The Buddha taught us that the root of evil, the root of akusala karma, or the unwholesome, they are three: greed, hatred, and delusion, which are engaged in the detoxification that we try to release and eliminate all greed, hatred, and delusion from the mind as much as possible. So this is the stage of mental detoxification that we have to learn, we have to practice, and we have to do it every day, every time that when we are sitting meditation. So today, I would like to share with you about knowing your breathing, or in Pali we call the anapanasati, or you use mindfulness through breathing. Learn to know your breathing system. First, know it while breathing is normal. Inhales and exhales normally. That's the breathing in normal. Knowing your breathing, and we have to dramatize some time to know in order to see the breathing clearly. Take a deep breath and hold it a little bit. Follow the breath from your nose all the way down to your abdomen. And then exhale. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale. Now take a medium breath just from the nose down to the chest. So you can feel that the chest moving up and breathing in the medium, not too hot, not too soft. And then exhale, inhales and exhales, you can feel the medium. Finally, take just a short breath. This we force the breath quickly in and out just at the nose. So in order to compare between the take a deep breath and take a medium breath and then take quick or force, then we have learned to know the three rhythms of the breathing: deep, medium, and shallow. Breathing can be the coarse and rough, like a snoring, or very fine and smooth. Try experimenting with deep, medium, and short breath. Then make your breathing rough and cold, or very fine and smooth. Emotions are attached to the breathing. So what is the benefit of this? Because when you are in a bad mood and get a heat up and almost lost temper, you take very short and rough breath. See, when you pay attention to that, you can know. When you take short breath, you get lost oxygen and feel tired. This hit up your temper. That kind of breathing make you very emotional. So knowing your breathing is useful for the controlling your emotions. So work with breathing rhythms. They becomes a tool for the controlling your emotion. You may have heard some people telling another, calm down, calm down, calm down, or take a deep breath. So it is, in fact, the technique to calm down. Take deep breaths that are very fine. You will soon get back to the normal. The more you keep cool and calm, the more peace and happiness you will attain. When you become hot-tempered and blow your top, you create more stress and feel even worse. So this the technique that I would like to emphasize on this session about know your breath, know the rhythms of your breath, and then you can control your emotions. When you feel uncomfortable with someone, you just notice that what is your breathing? What is your rhythm of your breath? So that you can observe it and then take a deep breath. So deep breath and follow the air from your nostril to your abdomen and then hold it a little bit and then release it, breathe out or exhale with um, your emotion. So you can take time and you can calm down easily if you take a deep breath. But the sati or mindfulness should come first. You have to know yourself and observe your breathing. So this completes the major components of knowing your sitting position, knowing your body, relaxing your muscles, and mental detoxification, and knowing your breathing rhythms. We shall now um, sitting and observe your breathing exercise. You already sit on a chair, on a cushion, or in any position that I mentioned earlier. So now we just take time together, sit together, and observe your breathing in and out. You breathing in long, you know that you are breathing in long. You breathing out long, you know that you breathe out long. Or breathing in short, you know that you're breathing in short. So just sit, relax, recite, and release. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, so you can come out from the practice now and relax yourself and just reflect on your practice. As you know that today Dr. Handy is unable to join with us, so we are listening. We were listening his recorded guided meditation. And the main focus point of the day, he focused on basically we are engaging ourselves in a daily routine engagement with so many other things outside. And with that, we have taken so much insight ourselves. And with that, we basically having a toxic mind. And the practice is basically to take control over it by basically focusing on the breath and taking control over it and releasing it. And mentally, as you release the breath, mentally you are reciting the word release along with the breath. Now, this practice has a very scientifically done research backup, particularly one research and quite famous in Thailand, done by Mahidol University. That the course developer, she used and tested in different places on that particular practice. With that, according to the statistics, suggests that it not only help to the physical well-being, but also helped people to have a fresh mind and able to relax and release all the toxic things that has been causing them a lack of sleepiness and lack of making decisions. So I believe that he has taken from that point of view and have introduced to practice on that way. So as a result of that, as we are paying attention to the breath and we are trying our hard to focus on the breath as well as taking the breath in and thinking of the oxygen going through the body, and as we releasing slowly, and rather than let the mind wander around, let the mind think of that breath coming out and reciting the word of release, release, release. So this is the a practice that I can grasp on that. So with this, I will try my best to appetite yourself or your all the questions or any concerns on the practice. In the meantime, I would prefer questions related to the practice rather than the general questions. So floor is yours. You can unmute yourself and share your experiences and your practices. Okay. Anybody wants to share? Please raise your hand or yes, Arjun.
Dr. Handy was saying three things that you want to get rid of. The one was greed. Another was, I think, anger. And I don't know the third thing he said.
Delusion, I think.
Delusion, yes.
Delusion.
Ignorant. Ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah.
Yeah.
Ignorance to what?
Now,
Ignorance
that's a big question. Ignorance of what? So in that case, probably I will link with the practice, today's practice. So of how much things that is influencing your thinking process, ignorance of not knowing that, and ignorance pay attention to the breath, to relate the breath as you are reciting, releasing. But for the ignorance, it's a really big topic, and that's the main cause of everything. On the basis of that, we have a greed. On the basis of that, we have a hatred. Okay? If we have a clear understanding of the things, we would not have that any greed or a hate in us. Okay?
Thank you.
So, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Regina? Unmute yourself. You haven't unmuted, Regina.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
Want to sit there?
I have a very short temper, so I try to lose temper very easily. And I do remember, like, when normal times, I'm just stressed, I remember to breathe. But when I'm like really, really mad at something, it's really hard for me to remember to breathe. So how can I, help myself to come out from that situation?
So anybody wants to help him, help her?
Could you repeat the question, Ajahn?
Regina, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, so I'm very short-tempered, and so there are times that I really react fast. Like I say something, or I try to be mad at someone, and that is the time that I need to remember to breathe and not like say or do something. But it's very hard I just don't remember to do that, or I'm not in that state where I feel like I want to breathe. So how do I control myself?
So anybody? Yeah, Anne?
I think in a situation like that, it's a case of doing a lot of practice when you're not angry or mad at someone, so that when you are mad at someone, it's kind of second nature to be slow breathing. I think that's what I would think. It's a case of
that's a very, very good advice, Anne.
Thank
You
you.
must practice first before,
Oh,
like I normally think of a war. Soldiers are practicing every single day, whether there is a war or not. Just getting ready for the war could happen at any time. So,
okay.
and wonderful advice. So,
Yeah,
Regina,
yeah, love it. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So meantime, Regina, rather than thinking of coming back to the breath, okay, recognizing the situation that you are in and experiencing what you are experiencing. Be mindful of that. So, and then at that time, rather than reacting, simply responding and knowing that this is happening to me, and now experiencing that experience. So not reacting to it straight away.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So we call, rather than reacting, responding. So after responding, you will be coming back to the present moment. And with that, you will be able to notice the breath. If you've been practicing, mind automatically take the breath for that practice. Okay, anyone? See, this is a funny thing. If we have to express our a practice and our experiences almost all the time takes us to the silent mode. And every time I experience it, wherever I go, wherever I teach, when I open the floor and said that, okay, I would prefer to have your experience of the practice, then this silence is the most beautiful one that I experience all the time.
Jan, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So is the microphone or
Can you hear?
can you hear me? It's David.
Yes, David.
Yes,
Hi
David.
everyone. Hi everyone. My question to Jan is one that comes up almost all the time on the short courses we do, which is I don't have much time to practice. At least not in 30-minute chunks. Jan's got me on video on his phone. So this comes up nearly all the time in the short courses we do or workshops. How do I find the time to begin and maintain my practice when I'm working, looking after the family, cleaning the house, doing the garden, and all these other things? So my question is, what advice would you give when faced with that concern?
Well, first of all, prioritizing it, knowing the benefit of the practice. Without knowing the benefit of the practice, it would be very difficult to set up the time. It's similar to going to work, while you wake up even at 5 o'clock to get to the office, because you know if you do not arrive, then there will be some penalties. So, but the practice of a meditation has been a little bit of a backdropped because you cannot see the benefit of it. But as you know the benefit of that practice, then I am pretty sure you will prioritize it and you will be dedicating your time to practice at least once a day, if not twice. But however, our advice always been and have is try to set up a time, whether in the morning or whether in the evening before you go to bed, at least of a few moments. Let's start maybe 5 minutes. And now even that 5 minutes becomes so hard for lots of people. Okay. And as a result of that, I have even introduced 15 seconds of the practice. And that 15 seconds practice even become harder as well. So even 15 seconds you cannot practice, I don't know what else to say. Right? The best practice would be try to set up a time, 5 minutes, or if not, then at least listen my advice of this 15 seconds of the practices. Early morning, go to toilet, brushing your teeth, or having a meal before get the meal, or driving a car. You can start from that to start off. But once you have practiced, and once you become familiar with the practice, eventually it becomes a way of your life. As Anne already told, it becomes a second nature. And that's the reason why practice of a meditation becomes your part of your life. And it won't be a separate things that you have to do, like something different that you have to separate the time. Every moment, everywhere, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, then that becomes the part of your practice because you have seen the benefit of it. And that's normally I do. What I've been doing like that much of my time. When I'm teaching, I'm enjoying. Even when I'm paying respect to the Buddha 3 times, I'm paying respect to the Buddha with a great mindfulness as I stretch my hands, as I bend down, as I touch the floor. I'm quite aware of that. In the meantime, when I'm eating, try to be silent as much as possible and try to chew and try to take that meal very mindfully. When I'm walking, again, I try to be mindful as much as possible. And as a result of that, sometimes I miss the flight. So, and a train, which is quite familiar. And that's again not good. Okay, that's too much concentration, not good. But anyway, my response would be initially start off with a little bit and then gradually increase it. And then once you see the benefit of the practice, then that becomes a second nature. Okay, so Dharma.
And maybe I have already asked you this question, but I just like to say why people do not meditate. It is not because they don't have time. They have enough time to watch television, watch the news again and again, 1 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news. They have time for that, but they don't have time to sit quietly for 5 minutes. I think it's mainly because I told you already, when Shumana Bhante said you should meditate, the question was, what for? Until you can answer that question, what for, people will not have even 10 seconds, 15 seconds like you have. Unless once that person realizes the answer to what for, that person will have time one day. That's my personal experience.
Yes, so that what for, again, the purpose for each person is different. So we cannot answer one answer to everybody. So that's why that's the difficult question to people satisfied with the answer with. It's each individual's desire or purpose are different. Right? So that is one of the hard, and that's why what for, if you look at the Buddha's teachings, a person who has seen the suffering will look for the medicine. But if that person hasn't seen any suffering, then that person will not go to see the doctor. Okay? So the meditation is something like that.
Just to add, Bhante, as you know, I've been meditating for a long time. And when I did a retreat, online retreat, from Milan, I did online retreat, I asked Ajahn Amaro, what should be the purpose of meditation at my age? When I see people who have been meditating for many years, as they got old, they got physical illness, they become miserable, they stop meditating. So I said, what advice will you give me, Bhante? I said, Ajahn Amaro, he gave me a very good advice, and I thought it is good.
What was the
I still
advice?
meditate. His advice was, forget about other people, just concentrate on yourself. He said, if you don't think it is useful, you will stop meditating. So he said, just reflect wisely why you are meditating, and then continue. So I thought it was, no, from time to time, Bhante, I feel I need like encouragement. That's why I go to retreat in Amravati at least once a year. Thank you.
Yes,
It's just
definitely.
a small observation, Bhante. Just small observation.
Yes, definitely. But the difference from what I have experienced when people, let's say, about to die, people, those who have practiced meditation, has a comfortable death compared to someone who never did. Okay, and that's my own experience of. Sorry?
That will be too late.
No, I'm just giving you the examples that I have experienced from so many people that I have visited and funerals that I have conducted. Among that, are comparing between someone who had been practicing meditation and someone who hasn't. Then a lot different.
Yeah,
that's an interesting fact. Thank you.
Right. Yes, Arjun.
Can I ask? I think people have misunderstood that only if I do meditation, I'll get rid of sufferings. Meditation is not to get rid of sufferings. The whole idea of life, whole idea of Buddha, a whole idea of all Ara is to get nirvana. Nirvana is the topic or is the goal in life. You see, the suffering is a human mankind, and mankind will have ups and downs in life.
So thank you. That's right. But meditation is, I would normally say, medication. Right, Lavinia?
Thank you for this last sentence. My experience with meditation, and I want to share this, and if we still have time, maybe to have a feedback about this. So I had some practice in meditation for some years, and with the Buddhist teachings. But at some point in my life, I mean, 3 years ago, almost 3.5. So I had a very big test. Like I've been putting to test. I've been tested, and my reaction was I got very, very angry, and the damage that I did to myself and also to the other person, and that also affected my family. It was my reaction because I felt very hurt, and I felt like it was I've been through an injustice, and it was very hard for me to accept the injustice or the fact that I've been lied. And then unfortunately, my practice in meditation at that point I had no tools to stop myself, and it was very hard. But later on, I understood. I mean, acknowledging that and accepting even sometimes that an injustice can happen and something can be against me or against my way of living or my principles, and I had just to understand. But this took time and a lot of like analytical process, like to really understand what happened and the way I reacted, because I think the reaction, it was exaggerated from me. And I think, yeah, I had to learn from this experience that yeah, being angry can be very, very damaging. And after acknowledging that and recognizing that, now I realized it's not worth it to get angry, even if something very bad happens. And meditation is really helping me also to be aware of these things that can happen, and we cannot control. I mean, for me, it was a big lesson that this can happen.
We cannot control others, but we can control ourselves. So that's why I always say that no one can make me angry without my permission.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Can I add one thing to that, Ajahn?
Yes.
I heard once in the teaching, and I'm sure others have heard it, life is our greatest teacher, which is why we should reflect on that all the time in the context of the teaching and practice. Every day there's something in our lives I took from that teaching that we can reflect on, that will not only improve our practice, but also improve our lives. Not only our lives, but for the benefit of others too.
Yeah. So meditation helps us to recognize those emotions and the feelings and give us a mental power to take control over that. So we decide to be suffer or not. So with this, let's practice a bit of loving kindness to finish up for today's session. Okay. So sit in a comfortable position. Let's take a long, deep breath. Feel the oxygen going through the body and releasing as you recite the word release, release. And relax yourself. So focusing on the breath coming in and imagining the oxygen going through the body, and hold for a while and releasing it. As you release all the negativities and reciting release, release, release. So for 7 days, we'll practice on that and come back. Now practice loving kindness meditation. First of all, sharing loving kindness to yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. And similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings. Whatever beings there are, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering, may they be free from hurtfulness and hatred. May all beings be liberated, liberated. Now bring your attention back to yourself. And gently open your eyes and come out from the practice. So sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So thank you very much, everyone. And hopefully we'll see you next week again. So continue practicing and we'll further practice again. Thank you, and have a
Thank
good
you.